think he's a 3. It's always been my opinion. That's not going to change. I think, to play the 4, it requires a certain skill set. So oftentimes, people approach the 4s if it's not a position. Think like, oh, I can just move a guy there. No, it's a position that you have to know how to play. It's like, you never hear. You don't think anybody can play point guard. The 4 is the same thing, It requires a certain skill set, a certain knowledge, a certain understanding of that position to do that. He's never done it. So, can he adjust and learn that? I don't know. Can a receiver learn how to be a quarterback in 2 years? So, my odds are 3.
So is that type of nuance you think that's involved in all of the positional basketball?
100%. And that's why you've seen teams lose to us year after year, because so many teams like, oh man, that guy's Draymond size, or he's bigger. So he can go do that, and no, he can't. And it has nothing to do with how good or not I am. I just know how to play that position. I know how to play the 5. Right? I didn't just end up being able to slide to the 5. Growing up, I played the 5 defensively and I played point guard offensively. So I know how to do that. But if I didn't do that growing up, I wouldn't just know how to do that. So for years, you've seen teams take a guy that's a certain height and be like, all right, we're going to put him at the 5. And then we get layup. And then they come down and they're shooting bad jump shots. But I know how to protect the rim. So, yes, I think that is a part of what gets lost. Kevin Durant is 7 feet. He's not a 5. Couldn't play the 5 if you wanted him to, because he don't know how. And that's no shot at Kevin Durant, but he's 5 men size, height. But he's not a 5. And if you try to put him at the 5, he's gonna look at you like you're crazy. You put him at shooting guard before you put him at the 5. Like, his skill set matches that more than it matches the 5. But around this league, not just here, like around the league, you see that happen all the time. And I just don't think I think that's why you see those lineups for people fail so often. Because you have to know how to do it. It's not just like, oh, I can just throw somebody there and that's just going to work. For sure, you gotta understand floor spacing, because the 4, in a sense, offensively, you just the odd man out. Like, you could be at the top of the key, you could be in the corner, you could be in the dunker, you could be on the wing. Like, you gotta kind of find spacing, or else you end up on top of people. If I'm a 3, I don't really know how to find spacing because I'm usually on the right side or the left side. And so, those are just different little nuances that if you don't understand them, then you just end up with 4 guys on the perimeter. And there's no structure to it. But if you got 4 guys on the perimeter, there's a spot for all 4 guys. But if you don't know that spacing, then it doesn't seem like there's a spot for all 4 guys. It just seems like 4 guys out. Or you end up with 5 guys out, and so it's a little more nuanced.
Well, defensively, center field, all this stuff. Does this team need more?
Yeah, I think so. I'm really good next year center. I mean, I'm decent as the center, but I think I'm really good next year center. So, I think just having that option to go to that, I think is huge. And then also, I think, you know, if I am at the center, a guy like Slow-Mo who can do some same stuff I can do, if not more. So if he's at the 4, you know, then I can play the center role. I know how to play the center spot, you know, but if I'm at the center spot, then the 4 will require someone that can kind of play that type of role that I can play, and he can.
Let's get ready for Hoop Jab.